Can you do Facebook and I'll do Instagram?
Anne's gonna do Facebook. Hello. How's everyone doing? We're just waiting for everyone to pop in.
Hi.
Pull it up.
Oh, I can't multitask. Sorry, guys.
All right.
Let's see here.
All right, we got people popping in. Let's see. Zach, thanks for joining us. Hello, Lex. We're so close but so far away. Thank you, everyone, for joining us. This is our virtual happy hour where you drink and ask questions, and Carly drinks, and Andy and I don't because we're pregnant, but we still have fun and answer your questions.
I'm just here for the wine.
She's just here for the wine.
Sorry.
She's going to drink all this. But we are really excited this week. We're talking about our July Wine Club pickup. This is part 3 of our quarterly allocation for the year, and we got a lot of great wines. We're going to restrict it to kind of talking about 4, but if you have any questions about the wines you received in your pickup, please ask away. We're excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm Rachel Keelan. This is Carly Mack, our fearless leader. Andrea Criato, if you don't know already, but you probably do. Our wine club, we select the wines. You want to talk a little bit about kind of how we do our selection and why?
Yeah, so it's we put a lot of thought into the selection of the wines that we choose. So with our wine club, those of you that have been members for a long time, you probably know this. If you're newer, then we'll definitely explain it. So we choose the wines, and it is a selection of different varietals, whites, reds, unless you're in just a red club. But we choose it really specifically for what's drinking really well at the time, and it's seasonal as well. So July being summer club pickup, then we're going to do a little bit white heavy, so that's why we have our Chardonnay Reserve and Viognier Reserve, both 2019 vintage. They're both brand new, so they're pre-releases, which we try to do a lot for our club pickups. Whenever we have new wines, we like to release those to our club members first. So that's how a lot of those pre-releases come along. We also occasionally we have just a regular inventory wine that we just have available to everyone, and then a lot of our club pickups also have library wines. So we purposely set aside an allotment of all the wines that we make, more so reds, and we sling them in our cellar, and they hang out there for sometimes many, many years, and then we bring them back for wine club members to enjoy. Some of our older vintages, I think we had a 2013 recently, Cab Sauv Reserve. So it's a lot of different older vintages that we bring back that are perfectly ready to drink. We age them for you, so you don't have to do the work yourself.
Yeah. Or do the willpower yourself.
Exactly.
You know?
So that's kind of the selection process. We try to keep it in rotation so you're not getting the same varietal or same vintage every quarter. But a big thing with the club, it is fully customizable, which is kind of a new thing. It's been a year that we've had a new system that we're using. So even though we select these wines for you, we have our wine club member portal. So I'm sure a lot of you know, some of you may not know, but you can log in and you can fully customize your wine club. So if you don't like Chardonnay, totally fine. You can swap it out and select something else, any other varietal that we have currently in stock. And then you have typically a 3-week period prior to the billing date to customize your order. So that's it's a cool feature because a lot of clubs don't have that feature. A lot of them, from wine clubs all over the country, they just choose a selection and they ship it to you, or you pick it up. So there's not a lot of the ability to customize. So it is a cool feature that the system that we've upgraded to utilizes, and that way you're getting what you want.
Yeah.
That's really what we want for you guys.
Yeah.
Make the wine club work for you.
If you have enough reds at home and you're looking to stock up on whites, you can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Along with customizing, before you come and pick up, which I think is really cool, you can add anything else to your pickup.
Right.
So, if you're really enjoying the rosé right now, you can throw a few more bottles in, and then we'll have it ready to go. So you can just stop the curbside pickup, grab your wine, and go. Head to the beach or
Perfect for a party.
anywhere by yourself because it's quarantine still.
Alright. So we'll get started talking about a couple of these wines. So as I'm sure you've all noticed, it has been hotter than the hinges of hell outside, which is why, like Andy said, we pick our wines for season.
Right.
So we're going to start off with our Viognier Reserve 2019. And this, guys, 2019 was a banging year for us. I mean, I know we keep talking about it, but it is very, very exciting. Davide said that he just feels like very grateful, and he had such a great opportunity last year to really bring out the best in what we do, just by virtue of it being a wonderful, wonderful season.
Yeah, not having to make too many adjustments to the wine itself, letting the grapes kind of do their thing and the wine do their thing in the tanks, and just have a perfect season in your glass.
Yeah. And actually, this vintage of Viognier in particular, we typically harvest the second week of September, but we pushed it to nearly the third week because the weather was so gorgeous. It allowed the grapes to ripen a little bit more, and we extracted so much flavor without losing that nice little acidity that it has as well.
Hopefully we'll have another vintage like that this year.
Oh my God.
It's going well so far.
It is going well so far.
Yeah.
And I just took some pictures of the Viognier, which Rachel will be posting. You haven't posted them yet, right? No, just yesterday, and the grapes are looking absolutely fabulous.
They do. Yeah,
So
the
we're
vineyard's doing really
super
well.
jazzed about that.
This Viognier has great character. It's so aromatic. Like, I can smell it from here. It's like a foot away from me.
This
and I
one,
can smell it.
like compared to I think last year's, this has a little less of that minerality and some more of those rounded flavors. It's kind of got like a longer mouthfeel, a longer finish, bigger mouthfeel. I mean,
yeah, and it has like
Viognier.
very beautiful bouquet, a lot of peachy,
Let's see
tropical
what this
notes
is.
in
Drink it all.
Yeah, just like, do you want some more?
Happy hour.
Just a splash more.
Thanks,
Get that
lady.
little
She's got a drink for us.
I'm drinking for a lot of people right now in this office.
Right. We support it.
But Viognier does really well, like I said, and especially in a cooler climate, because sometimes in hotter climates, Vio can get a little too ripe and you lose that some acidity, so it comes a little flabby. But this has the perfect balance between that nice silky, supple body and that nice zippy, bright acidity. And I just love her.
Yeah, this is what you guys want to be drinking right now with this heat, just because it is so refreshing. I know a lot of you have picked up your wines already. There's still a lot that haven't, so this is cool if you have not gotten it yet, or even if you have picked up and you haven't busted into your allotment yet, you can at least hear about it before you taste it. But this definitely is something that it's flying right now. We haven't actually released the 2019 outside yet, that we're not selling it to the public. It's still our 2018. But Viognier is wildly popular during the summertime, especially with it being like 95 degrees every day here recently. It's a super refreshing wine to drink.
It's also a very food-friendly wine because it does have the bright acidity. It goes well with all different sorts of cheeses and summertime snacks and salads.
And it is a little bit weightier too, so it can stand up to a lot of different pairing options.
Exactly. All right.
All right, moving on. We are going to talk about our Chardonnay Reserve 2019 next. There you go. And then this one, Anne, I believe you said we're releasing to the public?
Yeah, this weekend actually. So this was sort of a pre-release for club members, but we are right on the cusp of selling out of our 2018. I think we have maybe a case or two left, so we'll, I would say probably by Saturday or Sunday we'll be through that, and then we will officially be releasing the 2019 to everybody to enjoy here. So even if you're not a club member, you'll still be able to grab this.
God, our Chardonnay has, it's got to be, it's definitely what Davide does in the vineyard and the winery, but we have some old Chardonnay vines. They are 40 plus years old, and you can just taste how elegant our Chardonnay is year over year.
Ooh. I haven't tasted this in a few.
I haven't either. I'm normally not a huge Chardonnay lover, but I do love our Chardonnay because it's got the oak, but it's very subtle. You know, it's not overpowered by it, which is nice for somebody that isn't typically into a Chardonnay. So yes, it doesn't have as refreshing of a factor as the Viognier, but it has its place for sure in a lot of ways. If you like a white, something that has a little bit more body to it, and then food friendliness of it is like insane. I mean, there's so many things that you can have with this wine. Especially cheese.
Yeah, so we have, we featured here a cheese that goes amazing. It's our Alpencase from Gut Essa. It's kind of like a Parmesan-esque type of cheese.
Yeah, it's an Alpine style cheese. It's has sort of that nuttiness to it, that hard, not necessarily crystallized, but definitely has that harder nutty flavor. This is we're actually featuring this cheese this weekend. Yeah, I'll absolutely have some. And we are having this with some little crackers actually from Toledo's. There's some black pepper. I don't even know how to say this.
Tarali.
Really. They're tasting
That's what I was going to yell about. Mispronouncing it.
Oh wow. Yeah, this Chardonnay, we do more of a French style. What we do, and actually we have a little video on Facebook and our website if you want to check it out about Chardonnay blending, where we kind of go a little bit deeper into it. But we keep a battery about 12 different barrels, and every year is what we do is we get 2 new barrels, we retire 2 barrels, so at any given time we have Chardonnay that's aging, that's 6 years old, to brand new Chardonnay, and then our stainless steel Chardonnay that's in a tank. And basically what Dominic does is he just goes through, creates all these different blends, and then finds the perfect note that really accurately represents that vintage of Chardonnay. It's a really cool process.
And I thought what was cool about speaking with him about his Chardonnay, because the big kind of controversial aspect of the Chardonnay is oak or stainless steel. And he believes with like putting it in oak, it's just enough to soften the wine. He does it to enhance the flavors of the wine and not mask the flavors.
Right.
In some operations where they're making hundreds and thousands of gallons and cases of wine, they'll throw chips in. Chips are definitely acceptable, but when you're making small batch soft wine, I mean acceptable, like I don't want to hate on mass production wine. Not in our world. But what we use the oak for, it isn't to add a flavor. It's to enhance the flavor, the natural flavors that already are in that wine, soften that acidity, and put like the best qualities, have them showcased in the glass.
That's beautiful. It's like a white Burgundy, like a high-end Maconnais. It is beautiful, beautiful Chardonnay.
Yeah,
And
it's
I'm
figured
excited.
really well.
I'm excited to see how it's gonna age too.
This is definitely one you can hang on to for a while, if you can do that. A lot of people can't, but our Chardonnays, we've done vertical tastings even recently where we've gone back to like our 2010 vintage, even like 2005.
I think we did taste it. It's the 5 and 7.
We did, yeah, a couple years ago. But we have, I mean, even recently we had a library sale where we had our 2014, 2015 vintage. So this is a white wine that, we don't always recommend it with all whites, but this for sure is something that you could get it in your wine club allotment, have it now if you'd like, or you can easily hang on to this for a while.
Yeah, 5-7 years.
Right, yeah. Age it for a while and see how she changes.
Oh, try it, please.
It's definitely an ageable one. And then also available brand new on the website. We had mentioned this before. I think we had just released it on the last live that we did. But our wine vault. And the wine vault lists, it's available to anyone. And it has vintages and just aging suggestions and descriptions of all of our past wines. And only the ones that we kind of recommend that you age are located on the wine vault. So like, we're not saying maybe you should hold on to like your rosé. Like if you have a 2006 rosé, like definitely cook with it. Do not drink it. But if you have a 2006 Chardonnay, try to pop that open and see how our vintages change.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've had a few questions about the vault too, that the vault doesn't have our current vintages.
No.
So those are just going to be on our website under our wines, and you can see there any of the information about them. So the vault is just for vintages that we no longer have available on a regular basis. They're sold out. Things that may come back either in the wine club. We may not even have any left either. It may be something it's more so for you if you bought this wine here 10 years ago and you're hanging on to it and you're not really sure what to do.
Yeah.
And a big thing is natural cork. That's like a bear for so many people. So we put a lot of information on there about how to properly open wines with natural corks, proper types of corkscrews to use, and how to get those open, because we know, especially if they're stored upright, that the cork itself doesn't have the moisture to it. You try to want to keep it on its side, but it can be very difficult to open a wine that has aged. It's got 10, 15 years to it, and then getting that natural cork out can be a really difficult thing, and a lot of times they do break. So we did put some information on there because a lot of our older vintages do have a natural cork. Some of the newer ones don't. Yeah. We've transitioned into a lot of synthetic corks, but it's a big thing to keep in mind, especially when you have these older library wines that are in your cellar.
Yeah, exactly. And some of you have wines that we don't even have in our cellar anymore.
Right.
Always dropping those vintages, and I'm like, well, bring them over and let's drink them together.
Please.
Right?
That's kind of cool if you want to get nerdy with it. You can see, like, from the very beginning, 2002, a Meritage, things like that in the wine vaults. It's pretty cool. All right, so the next wine we'll talk about is Chamberson.
I already have some poured. I was tasting it in advance just to make sure everybody
in
the room got a good vintage.
I just poured it in my same glass, and I had a different one.
Chamberson Reserve 2015.
This is so good.
So good. So
also in all the pickups, right? As long
as most people got this.
Most people got the Chamberson 15. So this is one of the few grapes that we don't grow ourselves, but we do source it locally. It comes from Chester County, 20-year-old vines. This was aged in French oak for 14 months. And what we typically do with our Chamberson is, again, we keep new barrels, older barrels. We use our brand new first and second use barrels for more of the Bordeaux varietals, and then the third and fourth year barrels we use for Chamberson. And that's because Chamberson is a little bit lighter bodied red. So you don't want to overwhelm it with that new oak, just enough to kind of give it a softer elegance, kind of round out some of that body. And she's a lovely
she is. Wine. I just love her. No matter what vintage you have, she has this like earthiness. And yeah, Chamberson, she's a female.
I was.
Is that what you laughed about?
Yeah, I was laughing about it. Both of you are like talking about her.
But this wine, it has that beautiful balanced earthiness and kind of cranberry, red berry characteristic to it, and
cranberry.
It's awesome, and it just, I love the balance between the two.
And this beautiful color we've talked about in the past, how Chamberson is very unique. It's a teinturier, which means it actually has red tinged juice. So when you see this like really beautiful dark color, like you almost don't expect it to be a little more lighter body wine, but Lord, when you see it in the sun, she just shines.
It's a beautiful wine. It's so popular. Everybody loves Chamberson.
It's true.
It's
and it's great for the East Coast. It's a thicker skinned grape, as many of you already know, and it really kind of stands up to some of the harsher climates we sometimes experience.
And another one that's incredibly food friendly. I mean, just as food friendly as Pinot Noir, because it has the mellotannins, it has a brighter acidity. You can do a lot with Chamberson.
Grilled foods. I love, this is like a great barbecue red. All right.
It ages so well. Our 2014 is, people go nuts over that one. It's, there's, I think, hardly any of it left, but it does age very well. Which most of our reds do, but
I think it's really is a testament to the quality of wines that we produce and what Davide's doing in the winery, because not all Chambersons are age-worthy. But you can keep this for a decade easy.
Yeah.
And it's just because of how he handles it. It's so incredible.
What kind of older how old of vintages do we have? Do we have some 06 left?
We have some in Gino's library. Gino has a personal library of wines.
We are not allowed to touch that.
Yeah, we can't dig into it. But I think there's some 2006. I'd love to steal a bottle of it.
Yeah.
And see what
check
it tastes.
Out. Maybe we'll do that one live.
Yeah.
Make sure he won't know.
He doesn't have social media.
We're gonna show him though.
I think Mike's watching this. Mike would know.
Mike, you can join with us. All right, want to move on to the cab?
Yeah, let's try this one. We can't wait to try this. I haven't tried this in a long time.
This is our Cabernet Sauvignon Reserve 2014. So both that 15 and this one are what we call our library wines. These are not available to the public. It's one of the perks of being a member is you get access to some of these really beautiful ones we've been cellaring for a little bit.
And it's go ahead. I was just gonna say, if you get one of these library wines in a pickup and you try it and you absolutely love it and you want more, reach out. We may have more. Some of the wine club allotments that we set up, we use all of the library wine to the bottle. It's just enough to give everybody 2 bottles or 1 bottle or something. But there are some that we do have more. So if you get something like this Cab Sauv Reserve 2014, It's not on our website for sale. It's not in the tasting room or at this current point at our outdoor wine bar, since that's all that's open. But if you do have something that you're really into and you would like more, just reach out and ask, because there's a very good chance we may have more available.
Absolutely. And a couple times a year we do a library sale for our wine club members,
We just did one.
where we offer up some of the vintages that we have in the library that we may not have enough of it to actually be able to put it into a wine club pickup, but we can offer it to you for sale so that you can stock up and fill your library. This wine's awesome.
It's so good.
This vintage is 18
Very
months in
smooth.
French oak. It is more robust, a little more earthy. There's some like dried thyme in there. It's a little more, I don't know, for lack of a better term, maybe like more masculine than the 15 vintage. The 15 is like more fruity.
I totally agree.
This is like darker and more mysterious, like a tall, dark, handsome man.
Mhm.
Wish
It is.
Amberson was a woman.
It is fun too,
Mr.
because
Tall, Dark,
most of
and
you got
Handsome.
these two, or you may have gotten Pinot Noir, but these two wines here are like night and day. The
Yeah.
Chamberson
Yeah.
and this Cab Sauv are like completely different. Yes, they're both dry reds, but trying them like next
Side
to
by
each other,
side.
side by side, they are 100% different flavor profiles, aromas, everything. So
And
it's
so
fun to have that, difference in selection in what you're getting.
And Rachel had mentioned earlier about how deep the color is. You can never judge a wine by the look necessarily, because these two are both so dark in color and they are complete opposites. You would have no idea. You can't tell from here, but if you're doing this tasting at home, it's unbelievable.
It's night and day. This is full bodied, chewy tannins. This is an ager
For sure.
for real.
Like a long time.
These vintages, like, sometimes you don't know what you have until 10 years down the road, and then you pop a bottle and you're like, oh my lord, this is so good. This is why we put like a palette of wine
Right.
aside for not only our members, but it will eventually all be for our members. But when we started 10 years ago, Andy and I mean, we want to sell all of our wine, and we sold it out, and we kept, Gino's library. But then we started the wine club, and we realized, oh my gosh, these wines are unbelievable 10 years later, and we only had a few cases of them. So we've been really working to kind of get a handle on the wine club and learn how to properly cellar and hold these wines so that we can offer you the really cool experience.
And it's definitely worth it. God, that's so beautiful.
It is really
It
nice.
is.
We actually got a double gold medal at the Finger Lakes International 2 years ago for
Yeah.
this wine.
And
it's-
that was then, and it just keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Like the aging of all of these reds, like it's amazing, the transformation, and it is fun to go back and taste them. Like I probably haven't tried this wine in like probably 3 years,
Yeah.
2 or 3 years. It's been a really long time, so it's fun. They're definitely enjoyable.
Good times.
Yeah.
So these are just a couple of the wines that were in the pickup. I mean, there were definitely a lot of people got Pinot Noir 2016, which
Mhm.
we just sung the praises about at our last virtual
Right.
happy hour. Like gorgeous. The new Brut Rosé,
Yeah.
which is half Chard, half Pinot Noir, and our very first sparkling wine.
Very first, and it's flying off the shelf.
There's not a lot left, so if you guys like it, I would snag it. That's not one that we put in the library because it's not one to age. So
Yeah.
when it's gone, unfortunately.
It's just
She
a party
meant to-
wine.
Yeah, who said? Like
Yeah.
she's meant to party now. Yeah, pop that bottle.
You ladies will be once these babies.
Yes, we will.
Pop it.
Girls.
I'm popping. This is why we film from like here.
Right.
You can't see what's fully happening.
It's for the best.
You never know.
Through the situation. But yeah, if you have any questions about the wine in your pickup, some people got Proprietor Reserve 2014, some people got our regular Cab Sauv 2015. Like, please just feel free to reach out. We're definitely happy to talk about it, but super, super excited. If you're sitting at home and you're super bummed out because you're not in the wine club, well,
Call us.
yes, you can join. On our website, the link in the bio, if you want to click on it, it outlines some of the benefits and stuff. I don't know if Andy, you want to, like, the wine club's like one of your bread and butters. If you want to talk a little bit about that.
There's a lot of benefits to being in the wine club. It's a quarterly allocation. You get a selection of wine 4 times a year. So it's February, April, July, and November. And you can choose whether you would like 3, 6, or 12 bottles for any of those allotments. And then there's discounts associated with each one. So with the 3, it's 10%, 6, 12%, and then 12 bottle, you get 15% discount. And it's not just on your wine club allocations, it's on wine that you buy anytime. So if you come here every weekend and sit outside, then you're always going to get that discount. There's a lot of other benefits. A lot of things have changed with COVID. There's free tastings, member-only events. The tastings are actually starting back on Friday the 31st, which is great. There are going to be some changes to it, but you guys can give us a call, and if you want to register for that, we can definitely get you in for it. But we wanted to announce we're going to be having a member day and you'll get an email about it tomorrow, right?
With all the details.
Yeah, so it's going to be on Sunday, August 23rd. So we're going to be closed to just the general public, open for wine club members and your guests. You still will need to make reservations. But we're going to open up the vineyard. It's a really beautiful time to see the vineyard just prior to harvest. All the grapes, all the reds have gone through veraison, so they've already turned. They're like on the verge of being harvested. It really just depends on how the year goes. But so we're going to have the vineyard open. You can peruse around. Davide will be here to answer any questions and like talk about any of the wines. We'll be here for a couple of hours just kind of chatting with people. It's a fun time to catch him. He loves the opportunity to get out of the vineyard or the winery and actually talk to people. So that'll be a fun thing. Right. We have a special wine that we're going to be releasing just for that day. Charlie wants to hang out with us too.
Yeah.
But it'll be a new release wine, very limited production, so it will be for wine club members only, and we're going to bust that out on that Sunday. Mm-hmm. You can try it, you can buy it, whatever you'd like. And then we're just going to have a few food vendors here, so you guys can grab some food, hang out. Live music all day, from the time we open to the time we close. So it'll be a super fun day. It's been a little bit of a bummer that we haven't been able to put on all the events that we normally do just because of COVID. But we got to take it as it is, and we're going to try to bring you guys as much fun as possible.
We're at the drawing board every day coming up with new ways to bring you enhanced experiences.
Right. Whatever they throw at us, we're like,
we got you. You want a meal? All right.
You want a meal? I'll give you a meal.
We're making it local.
Social distance. We will do literally whatever it takes.
We have a lot of fun things planned, a lot of great ideas in our pocket. So we're hoping to keep things fun and fresh and bring these new wines to you, these library wines. We're going to do this tasting again before the November wine club pickup. Actually, probably, are we going to do it before, like the week before, a few weeks before?
We might do a pre-recording because I'll be busy.
She'll have a baby. She'll have a newborn baby, so maybe pre-record it. But
and you'll be almost having a newborn baby.
It'll be nice to see.
Guys, I'll jump on and drink with you.
Probably
you not learn as much, but we'll have a good time.
At least you'll enjoy it. But we're going to try to get you guys this information in advance so you can see the wines that we'd be getting. It'll either get you amped about it, or you can decide, but that's really not something that I want. Then you can customize it, swap it, get it, whatever you would like in your order. But we want to keep giving you guys this information since you haven't been able to come here and physically do tastings of these wines with us. So hopefully this is some information for you. Like Rachel said, if you have questions about any of these wines or any upcoming wines, feel free to always reach out to us. We really like to try to educate and give as much information as possible. It's not just about, moving wine and getting people to try certain things. We want to create an experience and teach you guys what it is that we do. Because we have our own vineyards, we're working them. So it's a very cool thing that's going on here at Penswoods. And
labor of love that we want to bring to you, and you're like our family. So.
Yeah, and we're excited that you guys are all a part of it. It's huge.
Oh,
oh gosh.
Cheering up here, man.
Anyway, thank you guys for joining us.
Pregnancy really softened you up a little bit.
Oh my god. Thanks for joining us for our virtual happy hour.
Thanks, guys.
I really appreciate you popping in.
Yeah. Thanks so much. Oh, I guess I should go turn it off.
Yeah, I just gotta go turn it off.
While she's getting ready to shut it off, don't forget we've got the Chardonnay paired with an Alpine style cheese, fig jam, peppered crackers. So try it home.
Super good. How do I do it later?
Oh.
Figuring it out. Bottom right.
Finish.
There you go.
Did you end this one?
No.
How do you end this one, Rach?
Just one left in.
End. I got it.
There we go.